If I told you there's a single plant you can grow once and harvest fertilizer from for decades, without buying bags, without mixing chemicals, without depleting your soil, you'd probably assume it's clickbait. But this plant isn't new, exotic, or experimental. In fact, our grandparents relied on it heavily, and then quietly, we stopped. Comfrey isn't special because it grows fast. Many pauber, andro bernays, famu umbrunober, money dauber, 100 many plants do. It's special because of how deep it grows. Comfrey sends a thick taproot several feet into the soil, far deeper than vegetables, herbs, or annual crops can reach. Here's where comfrey breaks all the rules of modern gardening. You don't harvest it once, you harvest it over and over again. A mature comfrey plant can be cut 4 to 6 times per year, depending on climate and rainfall. Each time it regrows rapidly, often reaching knee height again in a few weeks. Every cut produces armfuls of nutrient-dense green matter. Comfrey isn't just green matter, it's a nutrient concentrate. The leaves are especially rich in potassium, which fuels flowering, fruiting, and root development. That alone makes it priceless for tomatoes, peppers, squash, bananas, and fruit trees. But comfrey also contains nitrogen for leafy growth, calcium for cell strength, and trace minerals modern fertilizers rarely include. You know, before bottled fertilizers took over, comfrey was honestly a staple in European and Asian gardens. It was planted near orchards, compost piles, animal pens, and vegetable beds. Gardeners used it as mulch, chopped and dropped it between crops, soaked it into liquid feed, and composted it to really supercharged manure. Farmers fed it to livestock. Herbalists used it medicinally. It was multifunctional, resilient, and, well, just incredibly generous. Using comfrey doesn't require special equipment or complex methods. The simplest and most powerful approach is cut and drop. You just cut the leaves, lay them directly on the soil around your plants, and let nature do the rest. They break down quickly, especially when chopped, and release nutrients exactly where roots can access them. Another traditional method is comfrey tea. You pack leaves into a container, add water, and let it ferment for a few weeks. The smell is, powerful, but the liquid is pure plant fuel. Diluted and watered into the soil, it delivers potassium-rich nutrition during flowering and fruiting stages. One reason comfrey fell out of favor is its reputation for being hard to remove. That reputation is deserved, but it's not a flaw if you plant it wisely. Comfrey should be planted where you want a permanent fertility station, near fruit trees, along garden borders, next to compost bins, at the edge of beds, not in the middle. Modern gardeners often use sterile varieties like Bocking 14, which doesn't self-seed and stays where you plant it. Once established, it requires almost no care. It tolerates drought, heavy rain, poor soil, and neglect. Plant it once. Harvest forever. At Soil Power, we're not interested in hacks that burn out soil for short-term gains. We're rebuilding systems that last. Comfrey fits perfectly into that philosophy. It's regenerative, accessible, and honestly, brutally effective. This is not nostalgia gardening. This is practical modern soil strategy using tools nature already perfected. Comfrey challenges the idea that fertility must be purchased. It proves that soil can generate abundance when we work with biology instead of against it. Plant it once, feed your garden for decades. That's not hype, it's history rediscovered.